Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another YouTube video. We are going to be doing a leg day. Sorry. We're going to be doing a push day today, which is very different from a leg day. We're going to be doing some chest, shoulders, and triceps. It's just Monday, International Chest Day, so thought we'd get it in. So right now I'm making my intra-workout concoction right now. Not super duper fun right now, but what we are doing is we're doing 2 scoops raw pre. So this is the old formula that's a lot lower dose on the caffeine because I'm actually not a very high stim junkie, so I actually don't like that. So 2 scoops of that, 2 scoops of creatine monohydrate, so that's going to be 10 grams of creatine. Helps with hydration, pump, muscle building, all the good stuff. So you definitely should be using it. It's also got great neurological benefits. It's protective against developing Alzheimer's and dementia later in life. And then we are going to crack this guy open, and they don't have any guides on them. But we're going to be doing a scoop of peach mango EAAs from NutriCost. I am still affiliated with Get Raw and Revive. It's just, there's been some craziness this last month between competing at USA's, and then 2 weeks before that, somebody throwing a landscaping rock into one of the roads, one of the major highways, to get home from Origin Fitness. And I popped 2 of my passenger tires and cracked the rims, so I had to replace all the rims and all the tires. So that was $3,000 that I was not really expecting to spend. So that's that. That's why we're doing this. And we're going to do about a scoop and then just a little bit extra just because we want to get right around 10 grams of EAA. So while this is 30 servings, it's probably going to end up being more like 25. But, you know, don't need too much. And then water. So I'm going to get this all ready to go. Get this shaken up, start sipping on it a little bit. Then we're going to jump into the warm-up for chest, which, first things first, we're going to go to the cables, warm up our rotator cuff just a little bit. Then we'll get into some chest presses, probably 2 presses, an incline press, a flat press, then a fly, and then maybe a hex press, or you know, for that last one, we'll see. Then we'll probably get into 1 to 2 lateral raise variations. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and what's feeling good, what's not feeling good. And then probably just 1 tricep movement because I do have an arm day later in the week where I hit 3 to 4 of those. So today is more about kind of like with the shoulder and tricep is a little bit more kind of pump stimulation, a little bit less let's destroy the muscle so that, you know, we can destroy it again in 2 days. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be going for right now. And yeah, so let's head over to the cable, guys. See, guys, and what I will say is probably the best investment I made was actually this vlogging camera, because I can actually listen to music from my phone while I'm recording instead of having my phone preoccupied while I'm doing this. So, as you can see, external rotation, making sure not to lean into it, keep that elbow in tight the entire time. Try not to have a gap where anybody could stick a hand in here. Keep that tight to your body, but don't be like leaning into it. Neutral spine, stand up straight. Get a good pump through that rotator cuff. You don't need a lot of weight here. What the hell? So yeah, so you don't need a lot of weight here, just because it's a really small muscle group. And going too heavy will put you at risk of injury, actually. You do not want to risk hurting your rotator cuff. Yeah, so as you saw, the right side didn't get the same weight. Totally missed that because I was recording, but it's all good. Just make sure that it's getting that little bit of painful pump. And, you know, I kind of treat this as like, it's a warm-up, so I'm not really counting the reps. I'm just kind of going by feel on this one. Once we get into the actual reps for the actual workouts that we're doing, that'll be a different story. Okay. Yeah, so. Yep. Okay, guys. So we're gonna get not a new one in here, but you know, an oldie but a goodie. We're gonna do some incline Smith machine setting. What's nice about these Prime benches is they tell you what angle you're setting up at. So we're setting it at 30 degrees. I realize I should talk to the reflection. So set it to about 30 degrees. Just gonna sit down and make sure that the bar is falling where I want it to. So I need to be a little bit more up. And the bench needs to be over an inch. Probably the worst part about like doing it on a Smith machine is just making sure that everything is lined up. But yeah, we're gonna start here for the first exercise, an incline chest press. Now it's the hunt to find matching plates because your boy is not OCD, because my wife is actually OCD, so it's kind of rude to claim that you're OCD when you're not. But your boy is just weird and he prefers to have his plates matching, so they have the strongest likelihood of being the same weight on both sides, so you actually know what you're pressing. But yeah, okay, so first set, warm-up set, making sure to drive those elbows towards that mirror, create tension, explode. And we'll be doing probably like, so that's kind of like a warm-up set. Bump it up to 2 plates, see how that feels, and kind of go from there. What I'm thinking with those 2 plates, it's going to feel pretty good. So we might have that be like our top weight, maybe go up by 10 pounds or so, depends on how it's feeling. And then move it from there. And I know I'm out of frame, guys, but you still should be able to hear me. Okay. So we're going to do a tentative top set here. Just kind of see how it feels. And then do at least one more. Just depends on if we increase the weight or keep it the same. Okay, so I got 12 pretty easy. So I think we're strong enough that we can go a bit heavier on this one. And then this one will be maybe our last one. We'll see. But slide these on. Give it a bit of a second. We'll set up the good old phone recording for TikTok. Because you know, you want to be social media famous, you gotta do all the things. Record everything in every aspect of your life so that everybody knows everything that you do. Just kidding. But yeah, I'm gonna have decided that I'm going to kind of diversify my TikToks a bit. So I'll have one that's like motivational, just like sick edits. One that is, like educational, where I just like dive into educational topics on like health, supplements, training methodologies. And then one that is just, this is our training. This is what we do for training. And like just like every like exercise workout routine that I do, I just record a set and just kind of post it just so that people know what it is that I'm doing and they can follow along and get big and jacked and huge and just take advantage of that free content. So it's going to be a lot of work on the content side, but you got to do what you got to do if you want to reach a lot of people, help a lot of people, and honestly make money as a coach. So a lot of coaching is just kind of helping people for free and hoping that when you put good out into the world, good comes back to you. So, all right. I'm going to focus in here and shut up. As I don't have a spotter right now, I'm not going to go to like failure where I like get stuck at the bottom, just because that's not a great idea to do when you don't have a spotter, is getting stuck at the bottom. It's a little bit easier with the Smith machine because I have like these hooks, but I just don't like to risk it. Dude, no. Okay, so yeah, anyways, one more set here. So I'm going to go a little bit lower though. Sorry for that small interruption, guys. I got called by my sexy wife and didn't want to make you guys uncomfortable with all the sexy talk that we do. Oh, wait, let me take the weight off for the drop set. Almost died there, guys. Witnessed a miracle that I actually noticed before I died. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Boom, there you go, guys. There you go. All right, now on to our flat presses. All right, guys. Here we go. Machine of choice for the flat press because it converges quite heavily. And that's something that you want to make sure that you get with any kind of press, is you can get some slight converging movement. I feel like I'm not speaking English right now. Blood is definitely not in my brain. But I want to make sure that you converge, or that basically you can bring your hands together. So that incline movement that we did, even though it felt good, wasn't getting the maximal converging. Where you'll see on this one, it's really good with the converging motion where you just come together. 2, 3. Oh, 15. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, pretty good motion right there. Really like that one. That's one thing I will say about this gym is just like as far as like an incline kind of converging motion, all I have are dumbbells, and I haven't ventured back into the dumbbells since the show and the dehydration and everything with that. Just because like sometimes it's can be a little bit rough. Just with like how dry your joints get and everything. Like I'm probably safe to do it, but I'm also 32, so just want to be careful with like all the free weight, and just making sure that I'm protecting my joints and I live long. And that's my advice to you guys is start with the free weights early in your career, but then more towards the end, maybe it's a little bit more beneficial to move more towards actual machines. Just a little bit safer. But I am also kind of like, you know, maybe that last movement of the day, once I'm already pre-exhausted, is to go in there and actually hit dumbbells and get that more converging motion. Just with like a lighter weight because I'm already pre-exhausted. So it's a little bit safer on the joint and a lot more stable as opposed to like trying to bench press 150s. But that's just me. Like I'll probably end up bench pressing 150s once I'm a little bit heavier and got a little bit more body fat on me, but I'm still really lean. So you can easily get injured when you're lean. So just want to be careful with that, careful with exercise selection, guys. Just making sure that you're getting the most in the safest way possible. Because once you're injured, that's just, you're done and potentially could be done forever. So I love this. I want to be doing it for a long time. So I'm going to try to do things as smart and as safe as possible. Make sure I'm getting regular regular blood work, but also regular body work. Seeing the chiropractor, getting stim, e-stim therapy, making sure that I'm working with the right trainers, the right people, the right training partners, to just make sure that I'm not digging myself into a hole that I can't get out of, that I get injured, I tear something, and then it's 6 months, healing. Like there's always BPC and TB500 that are always out there, but you don't want to rely on that stuff. It's better to not get hurt and just use those to maybe like control a little bit of inflammation as opposed to getting hurt and trying to use them to speed up healing from a surgery on something that could have been preventable. You're just a little bit safer with what you were deciding to do and what you were trying to push. But yeah, 'tis what it is. Yeah, sorry. Just setting up the camera for the TikTok once again. But let's go here. Okay, there we go. See, went to failure on a machine, a little bit safer than, that barbell Smith machine press. Okay, next movement is we're going to go into, a fly press actually. So, see the fly machine over here, but move on to that next. All right, guys. Gonna do a fly press, so we'll do 12 flies, 12 presses is the goal. So with these flies, what you want to make sure they do is that you flare your lats, supinate, and then come through. Like this. Gosh, sorry, getting a freaking phone call. It's so annoying. And I hit end on my freaking hit end on my watch, and then it just didn't work. I hate it. Why is it always like when you're trying to explain something or do something, people call? Anyways, flies. So make sure that you're flaring your lats, supinate, and then as you come forward, rotate up and over, and pronate. Gets a bigger stretch and a fuller squeeze. That was actually way more intense than I thought it was. So we're nixing the fly press and just doing flies. Because, ow. Guys, ow. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that's really intense. Which is where you want it to be. You want it to be intense. You don't want it to be easy. If it's easy, you're doing it wrong. But I need to go down. Give it a rest. Filled it at 8. Yeah, but big part of it is keep the shoulders down, flare the lats, and I'll get that big deep stretch. And as you rotate up and over, get an even deeper contraction through that chest. And you're just pumped and full of blood. Like, look at my shoulders. Like, we haven't even hit shoulders yet. Like, we're busting out. Oh my gosh, that tears you apart. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna do one more set. Because I just realized I forgot to record with my phone. So we were only planning on doing 3 sets, but now we're gonna do 4. So, first world problems with wanting to be social media famous. And having to produce all the content. Because you're only as good as your last post. So, still give it a second. Hydrate. Get some more creatine, EAs, and H2O in. Oh man, that's a bummer too. I just realized I forgot to start my watch to track my workout here. So I'm only getting half credit today, according to Apple. But it says that I've already burned over 1,000 calories just with fasted cardio this morning. not 12. That hurt. Ah. Ah. That hurt, but it was nice. All right, guys. Time for incline chest press. You're gonna see how the 60s feel. Probably just do 3 sets here, assuming I don't forget to record for the gram. So, not necessarily trying to hit max weight. I could probably go heavier than that for lower reps, but pretty confident staying, between 12, 15, maybe 20 if I'm feeling really good. But yeah, no reason to murder myself right now. Still taking advantage of the post-show rebound. Sometimes it's hard for me to recognize, but it's only been like 3 weeks since post-show. So don't need to go too insane and crazy. Wait, has it been 3 weeks? I think it's only been 2 weeks actually. 2 weeks and a few days because I've only checked in twice since the show. It's only been like 16 days since the show, so still in that really nice rebound phase. Staying lean but getting a lot stronger. But like I said, staying lean, you're at a higher risk of getting hurt. So just don't be stupid and don't seriously injure yourself right after a show. I've had a client that totally the week after a show came to do a workout with me and tried to match me on the weights that I was doing. Got 2 reps in and got a muscle belly tear in his hamstring. I'm like, dude, that's why I told you, don't keep up with me. But he was like, no, I'll be fine. I'm like, okay, bro, if you say so. 2 reps in, was not fine. Luckily, it was very minor and didn't throw him off for his next show 3 weeks after that, but it was definitely ego shock, dude. I'll give you guys another note. So notice one thing that I'm trying to focus on not doing is I'm trying not to tuck my chin. I'm trying to keep neutral neck and not overstrain the sternocleidomastoid. But then you'll also notice on back movements as well, I'm not trying to crank my neck back because that will give me some cramps back through here. That's not what we want to have happen. So, gotta be careful. I'm gonna readjust this camera real quick so that my wife who just walked in can get her training in too. So just reposition it right here. Actually, don't like that. Okay. Got it repositioned here, guys. Gonna do the last set. Last set is TikTok set, so setting up the camera. Yeah, that's just way too high. So yeah, so like I said, you also see on my back movements that I also don't throw my neck back because that just overstimulates your trapezius muscles, and then next thing you know, you just got tension headaches all the time. You gotta go get worked on because you got massive knots from overuse of the muscle. Yeah, and you saw there, I wasn't perfect. There was a time that I tried to look at myself in the mirror and I caught myself because I started to feel the tension there. So just make sure that you try to do your best not to do that, because it's never gonna work out super well. So, okay, now we're gonna move on to shoulders, tricep. 2 shoulder movements, 1 tricep movement. So here we go. All right, guys, I don't know why there's a pad here, but I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, but what we're gonna do here, machine lateral raise. Might do either dumbbell or cable, or maybe another machine for the second movement. We'll see. But when it comes to machine, what I like to do, instead of grabbing these handles up here and being like this, I prefer to keep my arms down at my side. Imagine that I am holding a dumbbell, and then lateral raise. Make sure to keep those shoulder blades down, depressed, flare the lats, and then make sure that you're not rolling into your traps. Keep your elbows and hands in front of you, about a 45-degree angle. This is really effective for actually hitting your lateral head, where a lot of people tend to be straight out and do this. They let the shoulder blades rise, the traps take over, and I turn it into like this kind of like mutilated lateral raise trap shrug. So you'll see people with like really, really big, powerful traps, but then they're like missing their lats, missing their shoulders, but then their traps are like eating their neck. And it's not a very aesthetic look. I mean, it makes you look massive as fucking shirts, but then as soon as you take them off and you stand on a bodybuilding stage, you get your ass kicked by somebody who has small traps, but everything's in proportion and they got big round delts. And evenly developed back. Whew. So, because we're just doing straight sets, I'm going to record the second set so that I don't forget. Because as you've seen, I'm prone to doing that, guys. There's about 20 there. Just about what you want to see, guys. So, yeah. Feeling pumped AF, guys. Feel like I'm finally starting to really look like a bodybuilder, like a classic physique competitor. Still can't believe my body crapped out like me on like the most important show day of the year. But we roll the punches. We get back to the drawing board. We get back to work, because making excuses, complaining, bitching, whining doesn't help anything. Doesn't make you better. Doesn't even make you feel better. Just take an honest, retrospective look at what happened, evaluate, adjust, figure out what you need to do to improve, and then do it. There's work to do, and it won't happen if you just sit and bitch and complain and talk about your problems all the time. Actually get to work on the problems, and all of a sudden the problems start disappearing. feels good. Okay, now decide the next shoulder movement. Probably not cable because people are on the cables right now. Alright guys, so this is actually one that I haven't done in a long time. I like to rotate it in, but it can be hard on the shoulder, so it is a little bit of a feeler on this one if I want to go heavier, lighter. I think this is going to be a good working weight of about 70 pounds, but upright rows, front rows on this machine. Same principle. Make sure that you're keeping those scapula down and depressed. And making sure that you're not just shrugging up, but you're actually bringing the elbows up. And then just paying attention to your shoulders, making sure that you're not overstressing them. I won't lie, actually, I felt that a little bit too much on my left side, almost to the point where it kind of like feels like there's like a knot or something. So I'm actually going to lower the weight a little bit. Because like I said, I've got another arm and shoulder day later in the week. So I don't necessarily need to hit it incredibly hard. This is a little bit more of just like function and pump kind of workout. So I'm not trying to destroy myself. Because if I was trying to destroy myself, I'd pick something way safer than a movement like this. Just because historically, going really heavy on a movement like this fucking kills me. So I'll do one more. That was a lot better. Did not hurt nearly as much. So that's the big thing. Don't hurt yourself. Because you get hurt, day's done, week could be done. Could be a minute before you're able to get back to it. And that's not smart. To lose out on a post-show rebound and all the gains that you could make because you're being greedy. So, train safe, train smart, live to train another day, guys. That is the secret: longevity. Not just having one good workout, but having a lot of one good workouts day over day, year over year, month over month, week over week. I know I got the order that messed up, but we're going to move on to triceps. All right, slight break because I had to replace the battery because it was almost dying. So this is why when you want to be a vlogger or record your workouts or have a nice camera, always have spare batteries. So we're going to get set up here on tricep extensions and jump back into it. All right, guys, here we go. So you might notice this says, we're going to do something a little bit different. Main thing is, once again, depress the shoulders, don't roll up and don't roll forward. Depress, and then bring your elbow behind your body and keep it there. I'm going to tear those apart. And what that's going to do is really overstimulate your tricep. Really get that contracted position overloaded. And that is a little bit too heavy for this. So, lighten the load a little bit. That's the other thing, guys. Leave your ego at the door. If you need to lighten the weights, have good form, get a good workout, do that. Okay, so you know it's a really good workout when like halfway through, you feel that like soreness start to set in, which is why we say hydrated, drink that creatine and EAAs so you recover. Never train harder than you can recover from. Because you grow when you recover. You don't grow when you're in the gym beating the crap out of your joints and body. Okay. Yeah. It's like a pump. Pump so good, it's painful. Okay. Last set, best set. Going into some ab training because I gotta get those tight, blocky abs. That was definitely a mistake that I made in the last year or two. Was not taking ab training in the off season seriously. Because if you don't do that, your abs will start to atrophy and not be as crisp and as hard on stage. My whole idea, I've explained this in other videos, but the whole idea was I didn't want to grow my waist out. So I was like, oh, if I don't train abs, let it atrophy and then start training them in prep, you know, I'll still stay tight and won't lose what I had. But then I won't like have a super wide waist and have a small waist. Did not work that way. My abs just got more and more faded as the years went by. I'm gonna have to reposition this camera to make sure that I'm in it. There we go. Good set. Okay, now onto weighted ab training. So, ab training is nothing too crazy or spectacular. Kind of goal is about 3 to 5 times a week, getting about 100 reps in on some sort of crunch variation between abs, crunches, machine crunches, usually with a weight, just to try to build up that blockiness again. So, 1 set of 50 right there. Give it a slight little rest. And we'll jump into another set of 50 real quick. I realized my water bottle got left over by the cable, so I'll have to go grab that before I leave. Pound the rest of that as we head out. Okay, and a set of 30. I should call it good there. Abs are actually starting to cramp up, so that's a pretty decent sign of failure right there. So, yeah, that's it for the workout, guys. All right, guys, so that's the workout, so we're going to end the video here. Please like, share, subscribe, follow along for full off season. I'm going to do a lot of different videos. I'll do some like full days of eatings. As the meal plan changes, I'm eating more. We'll do training sessions. We'll do training clients, prepping clients, nutrition stuff, bodywork stuff. Just basically the full off-season process and everything that goes into it, getting ready in the next 18 months to step on stage again. So thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. If you need anything, if you need a coach, please go to the link below, submit a request. We can talk on FaceTime or on Google Meets, see if we're a good fit, good match for each other, help you to reach your goals, whether that's stepping on stage, you know, improving your health, improving your blood markers, just getting in shape for the first time, longevity, making sure that you're around for a long time and can enjoy that time that you're here on this earth. Whatever your goal is, me and my team would love to help you. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Come back for the next one. Peace out, bye.